All right, so what's up? What's going on, guys? Welcome to JA News.
It's up.
So yesterday we covered the breaking Adidas update, which according to sources, Adidas will be canceling the remaining 2023 Yeezy releases. So for today's show, I want to cover the reaction to this latest shocking Yeezy update. We also got a Jordan brand shock drop on our hands for one of their most popular retro models, as well as a low-key release from New Balance that I may go as far as to call a sleeper. Stay tuned, guys. We got all that plus more, and it's coming right up next. So if you're enjoying these daily uploads, be sure to drop a thumbs up down below. And if you're new here, you can catch brand new episodes of JA News weekdays. Be sure to subscribe and come along for the ride. Now, to kick things off, I want to start with a question. Let's say hypothetically, you could only rock one pair of sneakers for the rest of your life. What would it be? Well, according to PJ Tucker, who's known to have one of sneakers' best collections, he's rocking with the Air Yeezy 2. The Red October pair to be specific, which he claims he actually purchased for retail.
I bought them in Germany.
You right away.
Yep.
You didn't get seeded it. You just bought it off resale.
I bought it. No, regular price.
You paid $245.
$245 for my first.
Someone
pair,
held you down?
size 14. Nah, I just got them.
What do you mean? So you just? Oh yeah, you just walked in.
Nobody had bought the 14. They had a 14.
That is so cap.
So man, that's a tough question to answer. If I had to just pick one single pair of sneakers to rock for the rest of my life, I don't know if I can answer that question, but let's say if I just had to pick one, like it's gotta be something that's comfortable, but at the same time stylish. So let's see, this may be a cheat code, but I'm gonna go with the Yeezy Slide Onyx. Now, as far as these Red Octobers, I remember when those joints actually originally dropped. I think I was living in Miami at the time, and if I'm not mistaken, they actually dropped during the NBA Conference Finals. I think Miami was playing Boston, and I believe they were a shock drop, which Nike released via a Twitter link. So let me ask you guys, do you remember where you were at when those Red Octobers dropped? And if you could just pick one single pair of shoes, I know it's tough, but let me know, what would it be? And speaking of Yeezy, we got a quick little update in regards to the Ye Ty Dolla $ign album listening event, which Ty Dolla $ign recently announced will be taking place November 3rd as a multi-stadium listening event. We then go on to see many Ye collaborators repost this via their Instagram stories, the latest being Metro Boomin, which he then went on to post his location as being in Florence, Italy. So could it be that he's taking part in this upcoming event? It's also important to note that Metro Boomin is credited as one of the producers on Father Stretch My Hands, one of Ye's iconic records, but actually don't believe that any of his production made the final cut other than his producer tag. So it's gonna be real interesting to see how this plays out. Could he be a part of the upcoming album? Let me know what you guys think, and are you excited for this listening event, which is just about 2 weeks away? So yesterday we covered the breaking update, which sent shockwaves through the sneaker industry. According to sources close to Complex, who have received an internal document, it looks like Adidas will actually be canceling the remaining 2023 Yeezy releases. So according to this, we had a big Yeezy drop planned for November. Adidas was gonna flood the market with more of our favorite pairs, but it looks like that release is no longer. So it looks like the sneaker community reacts. For me personally, while I would love to have seen another Yeezy drop, I'm not too upset. I mean, at the end of the day, they're just sneakers, and I got plenty of pairs to hold me over for another future Yeezy drop. So let's see what the people are saying across the board. According to my man Kevin, he said pretty bummed about no releases, but my wallet is thanking Adidas. That's definitely facts. You guys went crazy buying Yeezys this drop. So much for the second quarter. Adidas reported over $460 million worth of sales for their Yeezy releases, and we're still waiting to hear the numbers for these Q3 results. But you guys definitely showed out for these Yeezy drops this year. My man, the new DJ CJ, said, I think they're just pausing Yeezy sales for the remainder of 2023 since they closed the gap for covering their losses this quarter, and they want to give the Fear of God line some room. My hope is they resume Yeezy sales in 2024 to start the quarter off strong. That's a very great analysis. Of course, coming up this holiday season, Adidas will be debuting their Fear of God line. There is a lot of expectations for this collaboration, but in my opinion, I feel like this initial release will probably start off very small and limited, you guys know, to boost up the hype and anticipation. And then I think Adidas has even bigger plans for Fear of God coming into 2024. So it's very interesting. We'll see how that whole thing plays out. My man Larry McCullum, he said, agreed. I I bet this is absolutely tied to the war in Israel. That's a good call. Of course, you know, for these corporations, they got to make sure that they're doing what they feel like is the right thing for optics. And then Young Miyagi, he said, Yeezy's not dropping, lets me save some money for the next drop. There's no fall releases I want from Nike. Jordans as of right now, so I can move differently. So I feel like overall, while many people are disappointed, I think we all have enough sneakers to hold us over until a future Yeezy drop. But it's also important to note that Adidas could go with an alternate route in which they write off all of the remaining inventory and just cancel all Yeezy drops altogether, although I feel like that scenario is highly unlikely. But interestingly enough, what I've found in regards to this whole Yeezy update, it seems like most people are more excited for Ye to release more sneakers than actually drop new music. And for me personally, while these are both, you know, forms of art, I'm taking new music over new sneakers every time. And it looks like we got a Jordan 11 shock drop coming very soon, which according to Nike themselves, they said keep your eyes on the sneakers app through the week of October 23rd because we're dropping something special with an early shock drop of the women's Air Jordan 11 Neapolitan. Now sneakerheads, let me ask you, are we still calling these shock drops even if they're officially announced by Nike ahead of the release? Now, when it comes to this sneaker, of course, as the moniker suggests, the theme is inspired by the popular ice cream and features a sail leather construction on the upper with chocolate brown detailing on the patent leather. Now, when it comes to this shock drop, I feel like this is the release that absolutely nobody asked for, but then again, I guess this is a cool release for the ladies. But I feel like overall, if you would have told 10-year-old J.A. that the Jordan 11 in the future wouldn't be one of Nike's most popular models, I would have never believed you. And lastly, before we get up out of here, I wanted to highlight an upcoming release that probably won't get much coverage here on Sneaker YouTube, but DTLR and New Balance have teamed up once again on a new 9060 colorway. Previously, they dropped a glow-in-the-dark joint, which surprisingly enough actually has some resale value on the secondary market, and they're now back with this fire sign colorway, which upon the first glance may be a little loud to most, but in my opinion, this mashup of colors work together and actually creates a dope looking sneaker. Now, when it comes to this release, of course, DTLR will be dropping these exclusively coming up November 17th, and these will be available in full family sizing with adult pairs starting at $180. And I say this all the time, but when it comes to New Balance, I feel like the 9060 is a model from them that people that typically don't enjoy New Balance releases kind of gravitate towards. And I feel like with these DTLR collabs, they're kind of bringing colorways that you normally wouldn't see on New Balance releases and kind of creating a new marketplace, you know, for these drops. So I feel like this is definitely a cool upcoming release. I may go as far as to call this a sleeper. Let me know what you guys think about these. And again, these will be dropping coming up November 17th. So we're gonna wrap things up right here. Let me know your thoughts on all of the topics covered here. And if you're rocking with JA News, show some love by dropping a thumbs up. So stay safe, stay blessed, and I will catch you guys tomorrow for the latest edition of JA News. Love.